Hello and welcome to Pictorial Planet. My name's John Finch. You know, we spend a lot of time and effort perfecting our process in the darkroom. If we don't, we're going to get random results, and that's not the idea. We want to guarantee our results. We want to know that everything we do is going to end up with really good results. Hence all the effort we do learning these techniques and improving the standard and quality of our work. So today's video is about getting new equipment. Whenever you get anything new in your darkroom, you need to integrate it into your workflow. Now, I've been given a new glass jug or beaker, and I need to integrate that into my workflow, because if I don't, it's going to change everything, and I don't need that. So let's have a look and see what I'm going to do. I've been given this jug by somebody who doesn't want it anymore, and it's really useful to me. It measures up to 500 milliliters, which is great for my 120 film development, and covers, of course, 35 millimeter as well. So I needed a second developing jug, so this could well be it. But the problem is, I don't know how accurate these measurements are. I mean, this jug looks very professional. It's made out of good glass. It's the Bora type glass, and I do like glass jugs because they transmit the temperature of the water better. So I can put this in a water bath and it will keep at a better temperature more easily. Glass does transmit heat more easily. Of course, the downside of that is it loses heat more quickly too. So I usually use water baths anyway for my development, so I do prefer glass. Obviously, I handle them with care. Now, what am I going to do about this jug? Well, first of all, I need to know if this is accurate or not in the measurements. If I have measured all my jugs and marked them up to be accurate, then I know that however I'm going to develop and mix my developers and mix my other chemistry, I know it's going to be spot on. So let's have a look how I test this jug and improve its accuracy. There's a little bit of water in the bottom. I'll just empty that out. So first of all, let me tilt the camera down for you. I've got a scale ready down here, and this scale measures up to 200 grams. It's an accurate chemical scale. I need to work out if these measurements on the jug are accurate. They're in milliliters, so with pure water that should be grams of water as well. So 1 gram of water is 1 milliliter of water. Now, I haven't got pure water, but the difference between my water coming out of the tap that has chemicals in, I'm sure, minerals and various other things, the difference between that and pure water is minuscule and so small that I wouldn't be able to see the difference with my naked eye anyway. So we're going to use tap water for this measurement test. Now, let me put this onto the scales, and it measures 158 grams. So I couldn't measure the weight of water in there without this scale overloading, because it's a 200 gram scale. So I can't do that, but what I can do is put that down here to one side and get a lighter jug that I use for this testing. So this is a plastic jug. It's much lighter. Let's have a look how much this weighs. Just under 34 grams. So I can use this one. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to measure 100 milliliters of water in this jug. So let me just zero the scale. I've got some water here. Like I said, I'm using tap water. It's not scientifically accurate, but it's more accurate than I'll be able to see with my naked eye on the markings on the jug anyway. So let's just pour in 100 grams here of this water. Nearly there. A 100.1. Okay, so I'm going to pour this into the other jug. Now, let me reposition the camera so you can see where that actually lies on the measurements on this particular jug. Hold on. So I've leveled the camera now with the markings on the jug here, and you can see that 100 grams of water comes underneath the 100 gram measurement of the jug. And what we're looking at here is not the top of the water, not that very top bit, but the bottom of that white line of water there. The water rises up very slightly where it touches the edge of the glass. So it's actually the bottom line here, if you can see that, which is the measurement line for the water. So I'm going to mark that with my pen. If it'll mark for me. I've had it open for a little while. Let me just see if I can get it working again. No, it's not going to do it for me. There. Whoops, it's a bit thick. But that is my 100, and it is a bit thick of a line. I'm doing it a bit roughly because I'm on camera, but that is my 100 milliliter mark. Let's find the 200 milliliter mark. I'm going to weigh 100 grams again. Zero my scale. Oops, a little bit too much. $99. 99.7, 99.9. So this will actually make the difference from our 100.1. So make sure you get all the water, including all the drips, into there. And now we can see our 200. Let me put that black card again behind it. Makes it much easier for us to see. And we can see our 200. I'm going to move the camera. So our 200 is almost right. It's actually closer than the 100 was. So I am going to mark that just below the 200 line. Oh, it's doing it again. Looks like I'm going to need a new pen soon. I use Sharpies, but it's the very fine Sharpie that I use. It's not wanting to play today. There. So that's my 200. So that's more accurate at 200. Let's go up to 300. 300 looks spot on. So that's now corrected from any error that was in there by 300. So I'm going to mark the line at 300. See these little markings? I'm not writing next to them. I'm just putting these little markings on the glass right next to where the original white markings are, so I can tell what I was measuring. Let's do another 100. Let's see how it goes for 400. So that's interesting. The 400 on my beaker is much lower than the 400 of actual water. So let's mark that. Like so. Now I want to add that I have, water's moving around a bit. I want to add that this is on a dead level surface. I've checked this surface and it is dead level, so I know that everything is accurate. If your surface is tilting one way or another, then you're going to have to find a level surface to do this on. The alternative for you is to measure it on the surface you're always going to use these beakers on and measure your chemistry. And that way, any adjustment because of the non-levelness of the surface is taken into account whenever you use the surface. So just know that you won't be able to measure it accurately anywhere else. But this is a very level surface that I've got this on. So I'm trying to mark this with the pen. It's not playing again. Oh, there we go. Good. So there's my 400 mark, and let's finally do the 500. So I have measured exactly 500 milliliters of water. Let's see how the 500 mark looks. Oh yes, I'll just get this camera leveled with the, there. So I think you can see that that is wrong as well, so I'm going to mark that. That's quite a way out. It's probably 15 or so milliliters out, that top mark. So now I've marked my scales, I can see my black lines showing me where the exact measurements are. This will help me a lot when I'm measuring my chemistry, mixing my developers for my films. I've standardized this beaker now and can use it for anything. I hope that was interesting for you to see. Do this with your beakers. Mark them all up so you know exactly where they're supposed to be, and you can be much more accurate with all your developer mixing. It makes a big difference. If your development times are way out from other people's, you may find it's because your markings are way out from what they should be. Thanks for watching. If you like these kind of tips or darkroom work, please subscribe to the channel. Huge big thanks to my patrons. Love you guys. You guys are bringing this channel to everybody on the internet. You all own a piece of this, so thank you very much. And I'll see you all next week.